Once upon a time, in a village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, lived a poor boy. This poor boy had two things that he loved the most in the world: his pet deer named Fawn, and his trusty bow and arrow. He would spend his days hunting with his bow and his nights sleeping beside Fawn, sharing stories and dreams for the future. One day, a thought struck him. He was getting older, and soon he would have to leave the village to make his own way in the world. But where would Fawn go? Who would take care of her? The thought of her being left alone and possibly killed by other hunters saddened him. So he made a plan. He took Fawn to a clearing and told her to stay hidden. Then he went to the village and did something that shocked everyone. He announced to the whole village that from now on he would be their personal hunter, promising to bring them meat every day. In return, they had to promise to take care of Fawn and give her the life she deserved. At first, the villagers were skeptical, but the boy's determination and love for Fawn touched their hearts. They agreed to help. Days turned into weeks, and the boy kept his end of the bargain, bringing the village plenty of meat. The villagers, in turn, showered Fawn with love and care. She grew up to be a beautiful deer, strong and graceful. Now, you might be wondering, why did this boy do such a thing? Why not just let Fawn live in the forest? Well, you see, there was a law in the village that said any animal caught inside the village limits had to be killed. It was just a law, nothing more. But the boy knew the people he lived with. If Fawn accidentally wandered into town, they wouldn't hesitate to kill her, even though deep down they were kind people. So he made a deal with them, a deal that benefited everyone. He gave them what they needed, food, and in return, they gave Fawn what she needed, protection. It was a win-win situation. But one day, a group of cruel hunters arrived in the village. These men weren't like the others. They didn't care about the boy's warnings, and they sneered at the idea of a deer living in the village. She's nothing but an animal. She belongs in the forest, they scoffed. The leader of these men was a tall, burly fellow with a cruel sneer on his face. He looked at Fawn and licked his lips. "I bet she'd taste delicious roasted over an open fire," he said, his eyes gleaming with a nasty light. The villagers were torn. They had never gone against the law before, and besides, these men were experienced hunters. What could they do? But the boy wasn't about to let Fawn be taken away so easily. He stepped forward and said, "You want to hunt? Fine. Let's see who is the better hunter." The men laughed, thinking he was joking. But when they saw the determination in the boy's eyes, they stopped laughing. They decided to make a competition out of it. They set up 3 targets and invited the boy to try his hand first. The boy took his bow and aimed for the target. Thud! The arrow hit the bull's eye. Next came the second target. Thud, bull's eye. And finally, the last target. Thud once again, the arrow found its mark. The men were stunned. They had never seen such skill and accuracy. The boy turned to them and said, "Now watch me take down a deer." The men got ready, and this time when the boy pulled his bow back, they watched intently. Thud, the arrow flew, and with a swift movement, the boy had taken down the deer. It was a clean kill, quick and without suffering. The men were amazed. They had never seen anything like it. The boy had proven himself to be the better hunter, and they had to admit defeat. From that day on, those men became the boy's apprentices, learning from him the art of hunting and, most importantly, the value of compassion and courage. And Fawn lived happily in the village, a symbol of kindness and the power of standing up for what is right. And so the tale of the boy who saved the deer became a legend, reminding everyone who heard it that even the smallest among us can be the bravest and that kindness and courage go hand in hand. Now tell me, what would you have done if you were the boy? How would you have saved Fawn?